All right. We are back with The Real with Rachel D. And that was Candy Burris' old group, Escape, with Who Can We Run To? So we are back, guys, with our favorite guest.
You are.
Miss Kim Bandoh, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. She's running for the Clayton County Magistrate Court Judge. Mm-hmm. Now, we want to get started because we've had other lawyers and judges on. And can you tell everybody, since there's different judges, magistrate, superior court, like what's the differences?
Okay, so essentially magistrate court is the court where we sign search warrants, arrest warrants, determine bond amounts, landlord-tenant court, small claims court. So we're like, and then we do TPO. So we're like a mixture, little Jerry Springer, little Judge Judy-ish. And then, we had a criminal component as well. So like in the beginning when your relatives can't get out of jail and they trying to call somebody, that's because the magistrate court judge probably didn't set a bond too high or too low or something.
See, I like how you break it down now. That's easy to understand.
Yeah.
See, I like that. So let me ask you, how long have you been in the court system?
So I've been practicing law for the past 10 years, and I was appointed to be a judge in 2012, and then in magistrate court, and then I got appointed subsequently in juvenile court. So I've had, a few years experience of being a judge kind of part-time while still being a lawyer as well.
Oh, wow.
That's really cool.
She wears many hats, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, ma'am.
And the best thing about having you guys on, like, we do learn so much because literally we just thought it was a judge. You can just be a judge if you want to be a judge. And we didn't know that there were different parts to it.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense when you watch Law and Order and the district attorney kind of knows who the judge is and then experience them. It's like the same
And
people.
when you see them, like, knocking on the door trying to get a warrant, Judge, we need a warrant. And they're at your house, like, in the middle of the night, sign it.
Wait, they do
go
that?
search. Well, yeah. So when I was a judge, they wouldn't come to my house, but we would go because our previous chief, she was like, "You're not coming to my house. Call the cell phone. I'll meet you at the courthouse." And so we used to actually, So when you were on duty, which I think I had duty like Christmas night one time, and I was like, "Are you seriously?" So a lot of domestic violence goes on during the holiday time. So I actually had to get up a couple of times to go sign some warrants.
Wow.
Yeah. So it really happens.
See, that is interesting.
That is.
That's like behind the scenes knowledge right there. That is so interesting.
So what kind of the TV judges? Like what kind of judge is that?
So legally, they're not like judges. They're more like mediators. So what they do is they have the people who have disputes. They actually go to like real court dockets, and then they ask them, do they want to come on the show? And then they make them agree to binding arbitration. In exchange for you airing your dirty laundry on public TV, they'll pay you a settlement, and then whatever the judgment you get, they'll deduct that from whatever the settlement was that they agreed to like bring you there. So that's why the people still kind of fight for it. Because you get a free light trip to either LA or New York, which depends on the judge show, and then you get money. So the plaintiff will get money, or if the defendant. So that's kind of why they actually fight for real, because they want to get more money to go home with for airing their pup. So it's like binding arbitration.
Yeah,
that's cool. Because we had Paternity Court was filmed down here.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was actually at my old job at Georgia Public Broadcasting. And the crazy thing is they put up a step and repeat, and people were taking photos in front of it. And I'm like, you're in paternity court.
That's embarrassing, maybe?
Does paternity See, now I'm not too familiar with paternity court. Does that kind of get I guess, crunk, or like what's the purpose of paternity court?
Like to figure out who the baby daddy is.
Oh,
I had to break it down. Like, we didn't know who the baby daddy is.
So, and they actually reveal who the father is in court. Like you know, wow.
You're like Mari.
Yeah. Do you have to get security sometimes, or?
Yeah. There were fights breaking out and everything.
See, that's interesting. Court is really interesting. Wow.
It is.
But it's all in people's emotions.
Yeah.
Yes. But let's go ahead and get into some get your opinions on some things. So, Georgia's passed a bill that allows guns on college campuses. This, to me, is just a horrible decision. So what do you feel from a legal standpoint?
I think that it's a horrible decision. I mean, why everybody's going to be armed with guns? And you get stressed out, finals, midterms. You say something the wrong way, somebody could just pop off who's not mentally stable.
Yeah.
And it's not safe for the professors.
No.
For students to be walking around with guns. So you say something smart, like in law school. I got my first and only ulcer in law school, my first semester, because I was that stressed, and my professor was just like the worst law school movie ever. And so I could just imagine somebody like, oh really? not to make light of it, but seriously, I just don't think that that's a good idea whatsoever. And I'm sure every professor probably feels the same way who teaches the students. Did we ask the professors?
No.
Did we have them come down before committee?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, what was their whole purpose? Are they really think that that's going to protect you? Because if
They
you
do.
can't shoot or you don't know what you're doing, like, you might shoot yourself. Like, that shouldn't...
Yeah, because their argument, the proponents for their argument is that obviously you have to be qualified to get a gun. So it's a license. You have to be a licensed carrier, so you can't have a criminal background and so forth. But they don't require any kind of mental test to get a gun license. So I don't see where we're going with this.
That is, I mean, and like you said, college is very emotional. Sometimes it's unstable. You have people who are flunking out. You have people who can't handle it. So, and now you're going to give them a gun.
And drunk people, remember?
Oh yeah. We forgot about frat parties and
Dude,
stuff.
my team lost. I mean,
it's just not a good idea.
no, we
at
can't
all.
even.
At all.
How did this get passed? That's why it's very important, guys, to get out and vote. Yes. Very, very important.
Yes. So can you tell everybody where they can find out more information about you and voting? Because I know it's a big thing this year because there's a lot of high schools graduating on voting day,
yes,
right?
Yes, absolutely. So the actual election day is May 24th. And on election day, all the high schools in Clayton County will be graduating. So I know when I'm graduating, you're not thinking about voting. You're thinking about, we got cousins coming from Alabama, people flying in for graduation, and you're running around. So you make sure you need to early vote, which starts on May the 2nd. So you want to make sure you early vote so that you do not miss the actual election day so you can focus on graduation. You can find out more about me on Judge Bandoh, BANDOH.com. And I would welcome and love your support and your vote if you live in Clayton County on May 24th to be your next Chief Magistrate Court Judge.
Yes.
Awesome. So she definitely has our support. We support the sisters doing the big things. All right. So we hope that you will stick around with us because we have some crazy stories that we found on social media that we would love to get your legal expertise on. But guys, make sure you keep it here. But just a quick reminder to go on social media and support us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and SoundCloud at The Real with Rachel D. Coming up, it's Drew Hill's I Do.